sugar.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Vanilla Sugar Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Dylan Morgan, aka Vanilla Sugar. Welcome to all my new relative subscribers. Thank you for showing appreciation, even though you're not going to understand 85% of the stuff I'm about to talk about. Our first headlines today, the Red Sox re-signed Chris Sale for 5 years, $145 million. Big contract for Chris Sale, who had 237 strikeouts last year in 27 games. The Red Sox would go on to win the World Series 4-1 against the Dodgers. To another former World Series team, the Houston Astros re-signed Justin Verlander for 2 years, $66 million. Verlander had 290 strikeouts in 34 games last season. Two big signings. We're seeing a lot of extensions right now. We just saw Mike Trout have a historic contract extension, making more money than any baseball player ever has. He deserves it. He is one of the greatest baseball players of all time. Bryce Harper signing with the Phillies, getting a lot of money. So baseball players' pay is going up, which I'm sure baseball players love to see. As every other player starts to be a free agent, whenever their contract up, they're definitely going to be looking for more money, as all these guys are getting paid a lot and signing huge deals. So let's go to the NBA now. The Grizzlies lost to the Magic despite Jonas Valanciunas' 23 points, 24 rebounds. Huge night for Jonas Valanciunas. In overtime, the Magic squeaked by the Grizzlies. The Magic really needed to win this game as they are trying to get past the Miami Heat for 8th seed. The Grizzlies gave a good fight, though, to the 9th seed Magic. But if the Magic lost that definitely would have been a huge hit to their season as they are trying to make the playoffs. Behind great performances this season by Nikola Vucevic and Aaron Gordon. Next game, the Clippers beat the Cavaliers by 2, 110 to 108. Behind Danilo Gallinari's 27 points, 11 from 15 from the field. That's a good win for the Clippers, who are also trying to climb the ladder in the Western Conference. They will most likely make the playoffs at this point, trying to get the best seeding possible. Really changes who they're going to play in the first round, which could change their whole outlook on the playoffs. The Denver Nuggets beat the worst team in the league, the New York Knicks, 111 to 93. Nikola Jokic had 21 points, 17 rebounds. Just an easy game for the Nuggets to pick up as they are trying to catch up to the Warriors for first seed in the West. The Thunder get a win against the second seed in the East, the Toronto Raptors, 116 to 109. Russell Westbrook had yet again another triple-double with 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists. Good win for the Thunder, who have been struggling, getting beaten by teams like the Miami Heat, teams they really shouldn't be losing to. Great night by Russell Westbrook, getting the Thunder back on track against a good team in the Raptors. James Harden has had a great season this year. We've seen him break a bunch of records, but he almost beat a career record last night, tied his career high in points, 61, as the Rockets beat the Spurs 111 to 105. Big win by the Rockets. Big night by James Harden just to cap off his what is most likely going to be an NBA MVP season. He's scoring like crazy and just went off last night. I believe he had 22 points in just the first quarter last night. So that just caps off his MVP race. I think that he's way ahead of anyone else for MVP right now. I think it's definitely going to James Harden. The Milwaukee Bucks beat the Miami Heat 116 to 87. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 28 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Just led the Bucks to dominate the Heat, who this might be a first-round playoff matchup. The Bucks are the first in the East, and the Heat are the 8th in the East, so that might be a matchup if both teams stand there at the end of the season. So if that's what it's going to be like in the first round, the Bucks look like they're going to easily slide to the second round. Big headline at the end of the night, the Nets beat the Lakers 111 to 106. The Lakers are now eliminated from playoff contention, making LeBron James not be in the playoffs for the first time since 2005, 14 years ago. I'm seeing JaVale McGee had 33 points, 20 rebounds, and 6 blocks. But the Nets were still able to pull it out by 5. Big night by D'Angelo Russell, who got to beat his former team, who gave up on him as he was trying to develop. And now they are going to the playoffs most likely, and the Lakers are not. So very symbolic game there, to say the least. The internet, as you can imagine, has blown up from LeBron James not making the playoffs. It's crazy. Despite a huge failure by LeBron James in what has been a very solid career, almost catching Michael Jordan in a lot of minds as the best player of all time, this season is definitely a setback. He still seems very positive despite missing the playoffs. I mean, he probably doesn't remember what it feels like to miss the playoffs, but he probably saw it coming when he went out with an injury and the Lakers started performing bad on Christmas Day. For the rest of the season, it kind of seemed like they were just off track. The pieces around LeBron is just they're terrible. They're not a good fit for the Lakers right now. Over the offseason, they're going to be doing a lot of moves, that's for sure. Every single offseason, the Lakers have a chance of signing big names because of the city of LA being such a big market. So that is definitely something to watch. But LeBron's just going to have to play out the rest of the season without working towards anything, which is going to be weird to watch. A headline that I wanted to add in was that Jimmer Fredette, most of you might remember him. He was China's best player basically after leaving the NBA, not having a very successful NBA career. He is from my area of upstate New York. He's from Glens Falls High School. He just signed back with the NBA after being gone for a few seasons, went over to China and won championship and actually MVP for the season in the Chinese Basketball League. He signed with the Suns for 2 years. I'm very excited to watch him play. He's a very exciting player. He scored around, I think it was 71 points in a preseason game where his Chinese team came over to face our Houston Rockets in America in Houston, and he balled out in front of a lot of NBA scouts, coaches, everyone. So you can definitely assume that they were thinking about him after that game. He got a lot of shots up in that game, so that was the negativity shown towards him, was that he took a lot of shots, so he should have scored that much with how many shots he took. But still, scoring 71 against a professional American team should earn him a spot back in the NBA, and it did. He's playing for the Suns now, who are heading towards a second pick in the draft. So he can just do whatever he wants. Basically, the Suns aren't working towards anything. The Suns really want to lose to get a better draft pick. So that's a great situation for Fredette. I'm very happy to see him back playing in the NBA, and I can't wait to watch him. But now to March Madness. Today was the kickoff of the second round. It is still going on as this is being recorded. LSU was the first team to punch their ticket to the Sweet 16 starting Thursday, I think. They beat Maryland 69-67. Very big win for LSU. They were up most of the game. Maryland came back, took the lead, and LSU got it. With about 2 seconds left, their point guard, he took a nice drive towards the rim and a floater and a finger rolled right under the center and put it right off the glass. It was a crazy shot. 2 seconds left. They took a 2-point lead. Maryland had no timeouts. Maryland took a three-quarter court shot and missed. That was a great win by LSU. And in the tournament, it's all about surviving. They don't care how they win. They just care that they win. And so they're going to Sweet 16 now. It's got to be a great feeling to be considered the top 16 best colleges in the country. Kentucky beat Wofford 62-56. Kentucky was down most of that game I was watching. It came back as they are a great basketball college, so coached by John Calipari. So they definitely had that factored in. Their freshmen showed up. Their NBA draft prospect, PJ Washington, helped contribute to this win. Also, they don't care how much they win by, only winning by 6, but a win's a win. They move on to the next round. They try to get better for the next game. Michigan beat Florida State 64-49. Very successful for Michigan. Michigan was in the national championship game last year got blown out by Villanueva. So second seed this year, they have a solid chance of getting back there. I think they were second seed last year as well, so they probably have high hopes after this pretty big win over Florida. Both teams were coming in very hot, so a big win by Michigan. Florida State Seminoles are currently up big on the Murray State, the 12th seed Murray State, led by NBA prospect Ja Morant. Florida State's up 70-50. Murray State had a great first round game, so it's going to be a big win for Florida State, who look like they're going to most likely win this, up 20 with 10:34 left in the second half. Bad ending for Ja Morant, though. He had a triple-double in the first round, and he was hitting threes early in this game, so I'm assuming Florida State is going to win that. The next game is going on right now. It's in the first half, 8:30 still left in the first half. Gonzaga's up 10 against Baylor. Gonzaga, the only first seed playing today. Baylor had a good game beating Syracuse going on. Gonzaga's looking pretty good so far at the start of this game. Gonzaga, it would definitely be my pick to win this. So we'll see what happens. Tomorrow, the second round continues with Duke playing. Obviously, the most watched college team with Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett. But the thing that shocks me the most there is definitely Murray State losing by so much after having such a good start to this game and having a great game last time out. So that is it for all of yesterday's news. As today's news rolls on, I will be back tomorrow, hopefully. Turn on those notifications so you know when all my videos are posted. Leave a like and subscribe. That is Vanilla Sugar signing out.